Well, you join us for great excitement here because we are assembling today a Semto ST NF2 engine. It's a little nitro engine, 4-stroke twin cylinder. It has been sent to us for review, for which we are very grateful, just in time for a certain somebody's birthday. And we're going to see whether we can assemble it. It will join many other creations here in the boys' bedroom. Stage one, we'll get everything out. There's these little trays filled with stuff. Yeah, lots of slidey bits. It comes with tools, gaskets, but not absolutely everything. We haven't got a plinth to mount it on, and we've had to buy fuel and lubricating oil. We've seen quite a few videos of these online where people aren't using any lubrication when assembling, which doesn't seem a good idea. As you can see, we've got all these bits, and we've had a sneaky look at the instructions. We have some batteries. The batteries are not included with this kit, so we should be able to connect up a battery from a pre-existing radio controlled vehicle to make this thing run. But Mini Hubnut is handling the assembly. I think he's quite pleased about this, and I am as well, because I would make another Horlicks of it. So I'm just going to be supervisor and filming coordinator as we assemble this little Semto engine. You see these online for a bit under £200, although that may not include the starting kit. It's a glow plug engine, so we've got the glow plug kit here. It's got a starter button on it as well for the electric starter, which is there, and with a fuel tank that's part of the starter kit as well. So yeah, it promises to be a lot of fun. There's a bit of tubing as well to go from the fuel tank to the engine, and it looks like we're going to start with a crankshaft. So where's that?
No, that's the...
I think that's looking quite crankshafty.
It looks quite crankshafty.
So yeah, made in China, but it looks pretty nicely done. I like the way everything comes in these little pre-packaged trays. We've got the pistons here. This is the cylinder block, and I think if I just pop this out for a moment. Come on, block. Yeah, you can see the piston rings are already in there, so they're in their respective bores. So presumably gapped for those bores. And for item 4 in this little box of bits at the moment is a woodruff key. Sort of slots into this part of the crankshaft, just here, to lock the various things going upon it. Well, most of the flywheel.
In goes number 4.
It has begun. Now we need 29.
I'm not sure whether 29's in here or whether it's one of these.
Yeah, these aren't numbered, are they? Is there a diagram?
Yes, there is.
Oh, there we go. So we should be able to find part 29 on there and start building up the crankshaft.
Maybe I should put this on after.
It looks like it, doesn't it? It's not very apparent in those instructions. But yeah, put the 28, 29 and 7 on, and then we put the woodruff key on. Is it a bit tight? Might need to use a bit of lube.
That might help.
So I just got some multi-purpose oil. It looked on various forums, and something like a 3-in-1 oil should be ideal for this. The idea is it lubricates itself when it starts up, but of course it takes a while for the fuel, which contains the lubricant, to get around the engine. So we thought we'd try and give it a helping hand. Well, while I was sorting out an oil application system, someone has already assembled the crankshaft and is now getting the flywheel in place. Be careful, the dark side faces outwards.
The dark. Oh.
That's what it says there. On to the second page, it looks like we're putting a flywheel on. I guess that's like a starter thing, or maybe that's why it's got a freewheel element, because you use that to start the engine.
Maybe.
Apparently not.
Well,
it's a good job you've got your own toolkit then.
Yes.
By the way, this is essential clothing for assembling engines. Pokemon ones. Look, it's a Sunday, folks. And Sunday's meant to be relaxing.
Tick.
Click. Well, to be fair, it doesn't specify a talk, so we shall hope that's starting off.
Yeah. If it is, then yay, and if it isn't, then oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Could be that. Could be that in the future. So, now on to the engine block.
Yeah. Time to get those piston rings out. I think we want to do this one at a time, so the piston rings go back into their respective cylinders.
Piston rings have been pre-installed.
Yeah, so the piston rings are in here, but we're going to have to fit them to the pistons. You want to get a piston out?
Where are the piston rings?
They're in the cylinders. So you're going to have to pick which one you're going to do, and you can probably use the piston to push the rings out.
Let's say this piston.
Here comes the ring. Oh! Where did that go?
Oh god, where is that actually gone?
Let's have a look.
Oh.
We have located the piston ring. So now,
How do I get this?
yeah, so kind of start it on one side and then work it around the cylinders until it's fully in.
There we are.
Okay, now I haven't seen anyone do any lubrication of these, but I think it's probably a good idea. So I'll just brush a bit around the ring. Yeah, can't hurt. Just a bit of lubrication to help things along.
There we are.
Now use the ring compressor that comes with it. I think you've got to go in from the top. No?
Oh yeah.
I think it should taper down. So let's see if we've got the ring compressor the right way up. Yep, that's exactly how the diagram goes.
Oh yes. Now.
It should just be a case of pushing that down.
There we are.
Beautiful.
It's in there now.
First one's in. Do that again. Right, we've got both pistons in with the piston rings. Flip the block over. Now we've got to take these apart so we can attach them to the crankshaft. That'll be the next instruction. We've done that bit right over here now. Be careful. Well, we just had a second scare thinking we'd lost a screw. The magnets that come on these Rode mics, sorry, DJI mics, that we're not even using today. Yeah, very good for finding screws on a carpet.
Oh.
There we go. Now you got to try and get that bit lined up with that bit. So this is quite fiddly trying to get these bearing caps on. The kit comes with these little Allen keys. We'll see whether, well, we know it's not everything you need, but it is most things you need. So the pistons are attached to the crankshaft. We've put a little bit of lubrication just on what isn't really a center support bearing, but is something close. Gaskets have been fitted. We're now getting the sump. Well, it's not really a sump. The bottom plate, I guess, in place.
Oh,
Right, this is one of the trickiest bits. Oh, is it in? Or did it ping off?
it's in.
Hey! Yeah, trying to get the little circlips on while we build the camshaft up.
Yeah, that's this. Oh,
Yeah. So there we go. That's good.
that was probably the most intense part of this, I'm going to say.
Yeah, so can I just have a look at this cylinder head? It's a lovely thing. You can see the 4 valves in there. You just pop it over. There's our combustion chambers. 7cc. This little engine. So these little screws are where the glow plugs will come in. It's a bit like a diesel. It only really needs the glow plugs to get started. Once it's up to temperature, it should self-ignite the fuel. But yeah, looks very nicely finished. Well, if we got the crankshaft in, that was a bit of a game. If we can just hold it up that end. You've got a rubber seal on the shaft and then the bearing, and it did take a bit of squeezing to get it in there. But it seems to be there. Next step.
So, now...
You have to put the bearing on the other end now, do we? Yeah. Oh, this one might be fun. we think we found what these tubes are for. That one proving very useful just to push the rubber seal home, because we've then got to get a bearing in and then get a C-clip on this end. So I think this one might be a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll help you keep a nice square pressure on it. It's the only bit where we've had to use real force so far, is getting these camshaft bearings in. Yeah, good results using just an 8mm socket to push that bearing in place. Now we've got a really tricky one, getting this little circlip on. It just sticks out enough, so need to be very careful.
It's spinning.
Aha. Oh. Really is only just enough clearance to get it in there. That sounded lovely. Here we go. Let's give it a final check, but I think that's there.
Yeah, that's
very satisfying noise. Cool.
Yeah.
What's next?
Ooh, next is the
Head goes on.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to our gasket bag.
Or maybe it's highlighted. So now I need the screws.
Yeah, the 13s.
Yeah. 13. Which is 3, 2.
Oh no, your head slid off.
I'll get that in a minute.
Apparently there are no locating dowels. So quite fiddly and getting a bit dark now. So we got the oh, we did have, until it just went off, the excellent Whiteland Restorations head torch. I haven't charged that up for ages. It may need a bit of juice. Right, the head is torqued down. Not that I give any figures, so we've just done it tight. Now it's time to get the cam followers in.
Yeah. So 26.
They're not little really cam followers. They're little cups that go on top of the valves here. So the rockers aren't acting directly on the valves.
Concentrate on one each.
So now we're assembling the rockers. There's a pair of them, one for each cylinder. Another super fiddly little circlip to fit.
Yep, that's on there.
Yep, well done.
Yep.
There we go, both ends done. I would just drop a little bit of lube on each cam lobe before we fit that. Again, just to help it off, really. So each one of these cam lobes.
This one.
Yep. Right, we are on to the inlet manifold, which seems to have a stack of gaskets. And then there's the inlet manifold and then a tiny little carburettor as well. So now we're fitting the tensioner for the timing belt. Oh, fan time. So I've got the cam belt tensioner installed and loosely positioned.
Just like that. I can unscrew these if I need
Okay.
to.
So we are finding the instructions don't quite match the kit of parts, but everything is there, just not necessarily quite where you expect it to be. Right, with the fan attached to the adjuster, we're going to put a bit of tension on it. There are not really any instructions for how much tension to put, but it needs to be fairly tight. So, minor issue, we haven't actually got it timed up correctly. It's quite easy to miss this red text. But it does say, make sure these points are facing down and middle when installing the belt. So we're just going to slacken it off and time it up. We haven't turned it, so no harm done. There we go, we've got a timing belt fitted. Oh, it's a bit of a faff to get tensioned up, but we got there in the end.
Yeah.
There's a timing mark there, and there's one on the bottom pulley here as well. So we've got that done. So this is our first chance to do a trial turn. Make sure it goes all the way around nicely. Oh yeah, there you go. Keep going. You'll feel the compression.
I was rotating it the wrong way.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Looks
it
good.
goes hard and then smooth.
Yeah, super. Right, finishing touches now. We need to fit the starter motor, which is hilarious because the starter motor is almost the size of the engine, and the cam cover gasket. I got slightly carried away. We've got to fit the exhaust headers yet.
Yeah.
Are those tiny little gaskets for it?
Yeah.
Wow. Right, one big change concerns the starter motor mount. You see here is 2 parts with 2 screws. It now appears to be 1 part with 1 screw. And that one was a bit of a faff, getting the starter tension right, but I've seen a few videos of these, and if you don't get this tension strong enough, all that happens is you just shred the belt. The electric motor turns this and it just spins on the cog and will instantly destroy the belt. So hopefully we've got there. I actually inserted the little spanner down the side just to give us a bit more power to get a nice bit of tension on it. So there we go. We are getting closer. It's now cam cover time. Right, this little pot contains the glow plugs, which are our final step. So a reminder, the glow plugs and the associated wiring are an optional extra along with the fuel tank cylinder bag. So the basic kit does not have these items. But glow plugs aside,
Yeah.
we have an assembled engine ready to run. Unfortunately, what we also have is revision necessary for an exam tomorrow. So the glow plugs will be our final fitment for the night, and running is going to have to wait for another day. But that's okay, because we haven't really got a base sorted out, so that might be something for me to look into tomorrow. So we've got our little tank attached. We're using this Optimix 20 that we bought online, and we've got the glow plugs are wired up. We only got 1 glow plug, so we had to order a second one separately. We've got everything wired up. We are using a nail for this earth cable down here because we don't seem to have brought any bolts with us, and you're meant to bolt it to there, so we'll see whether that actually works. And we've had to adjust this because with this shaft, or this piece all the way down the shaft, the belt ends up misaligned. So hopefully everything is now that's nice and tight. We've also had to review the carburetor settings. They say it comes from the factory already set up, but it was nowhere near. You screw this one in and then out 2 turns, and then this little auxiliary one down here goes in and back out 1.5. We've had to adjust both.
Yeah.
So just before we crank her over, we've got the battery pack on charge at the moment. We're just going to pop this little cam cover off, and we're going to put some actual solid grease on the camshaft just to give it the best chance of survival. Wiring everything up is quite difficult because it doesn't come with any instructions. All this assembly, the wires and everything, are part of a separate pack, as is an engine stand. So we are indebted to Lewis at Wildland Restorations for providing this lovely piece of wood, which can be polished up and varnished at some point. And also he made this little base plate cut out on his little laser printer, which bolts to the engine itself. And also huge thanks to Tim at Cambrian Classics, because you were meant to be rebuilding a carburetor, as you have been doing for several weeks, but there was a mild digression to build this base plate to countersink the holes both sides and get it all nice. So thank you, Tim at Cambrian Classics, and Lewis at Whiteland Restorations.
Yes, thank you very much.
Right, let's pop this cover off. We'll put some solid grease in on the camshaft because there is no lubrication otherwise. There is oil within the fuel, so the pistons and everything will be lubricated, but the top end will not.
Do we have the accelerator fully open?
Oh no, we don't want it fully open, do we? We want it a bit open, really. That's wide. Oh no, that's wide.
Yeah.
That's a bit. Oh! There we go.
So it's spinning the right way then?
Yeah.
Great.
Well, we think so, presumably. Do it again. Go again. I can't really feel that's moving any air at all, to be honest. Doesn't look like we're getting fuel yet.
No, not yet. Oh god, we're gonna have to prime it.
We may have to. That sounds like it was going through. I think.
Okay.
Was that moving fuel? Oh, maybe I made that pipe too long.
Looks like it's quite close.
Mm.
Maybe we should tilt it. No.
I'm not getting any fuel there yet.
I don't know. It looks like there's fuel in
Right,
it.
I'm going to put this down a moment. Now, come on, see if we can get you to draw. Oh yeah, we're definitely getting fuel through now. It's actually leaking out.
Maybe open the accelerator.
Yeah,
more.
go on. Okay, so we've made some improvements to our wiring, such as they are. Well, we may be out on our timing, but go on. It's not even trying. So something is very wrong. Okay, take 6,000,010.
Yeah. Anything?
Nothing. Not even so much as a sausage. Okay, I think we found our issue. We think this point here, where the paint's cleared off, is for you to attach the earth point, but we've got none of the spare bolts with us, and nothing we can spare will fit in that hole, so we can't do that. So I think I'm just going to try touching it on. We've done a couple of trial runs with the battery to the glow plug. Glow plug's definitely working, so I'm going to try holding, try and make sure we don't get the wires in the way, holding that onto where we think the earth point should be, and we'll see if that helps get this baby started.
Yeah.
Has to, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah. Are we quite cold now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cold today. Okay, let's connect the battery up. Hopefully this time the glow plugs will glow. We definitely had issues with our previous earth point. So if I do that,
Is it on?
hopefully that'll be better. Yeah, go for
Are
it.
you definitely not holding the metal bit?
Definitely not holding the metal bit. I'm not seeing any... Okay, we're going to have to give this some thought and try and work out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm probably going to need a bolt of some kind.
Bah! Well, here we are the day after, hoping that this is the moment. What I've done is I watched a video and someone had done this similarly. They've earthed it to this bracket here, which I thought was plastic. It isn't, it is actually metal. But I've actually cleaned the anodized coating off on the back of there, and it does now seem to be working with the glow plugs. So hopefully now all will be right. We've got the power connected up. We know we've got fuel. Let's just set the throttle. Okay, here we go.
It doesn't look like there's fuel flowing.
No, can we go again? No, it's not sucking the fuel, is it?
No.
Okay, you do it while I do this. No. Anything coming out of the exhaust?
There was a bit of smoke.
Okay. Well, the glow plugs must be doing their thing then. Oh yeah.
Look at it.
That looks like it's overfueling to me, doesn't it?
Okay.
Let's go get the screwdriver. It looks like that's trying.
It does.
Let's just try a little bit of a turn in. Okay.
Oh,
No joy?
no.
Oh. Yeah, fat lot going on, aren't we?
Is the fuel actually flowing? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that bubble doesn't seem to have moved.
Keep going. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Fuel's just poured out of it, so it's definitely getting fuel.
Let's get fuel.
Go, go, go. Oh. Go, go. Oh.
Ooh. I don't know what that noise was, but it was...
That sounded like it's overfueling to me.
Great.
And that would also kind of look like that. It sounded like it was hydrolocking. So disconnect the power off and we're going to have to pull the plugs out and give it a quick blat. Definitely trying to fire. So get this glow plug wires off.
Something happened.
Something actually happened. I mean, it doesn't help. We're getting these plugs soaking wet as well. Right, let me grab the camera and then we'll give her a quick... Oh, they're different lengths. Interesting. So, battery's back in. We're just going to spin it over and clear out. That's the difference when you got no compression. Right, let's get the plugs back in. We'll try it. Go. Oh! That's not sounding very happy at all, is it?
No. Is it too much fuel? Is it too little?
Possibly. Well, we can... Let's give her a bit of a kick. Go. Yeah, keep going. Go.
Oh.
That sounded like seizure.
Oh no.
Spin her
Great.
again.
What?
Spin her again. Okay, stop.
Yep. Nope.
You know what's happened, actually? That's backed out, I think. Whoa, stop.
Well, you know what's lucky? I have thought ahead. And I have thought.
But yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. That's not ideal. Right,
Probably
so
did something wrong.
whiz that up nice and tight then. It's a little grub screw on the... well, I'll show you.
I think.
Yeah, it has shookened that little grub screw out.
There's a second one
the
on the
engine
bottom.
still want to turn is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're alright.
Can you actually turn it so then I can make sure the other one is tight as well?
That was the one each side.
Yeah, there's one each side.
Okay.
Why does it keep making that horrible clang? Is it that glow plug? But even then, it shouldn't really...
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be hitting the glow. It would hit the glow plug whether it's firing or not.
No.
It's not happy, is it? Come on. It's like one cylinder trying to fire there. Go.
Now nothing again.
Yeah.
It's not going good.
No, I think we're going to call that one there. Can we get this engine going? No. So ultimately, a bit of a disappointing conclusion on this one. We did not manage to get this little engine to run, and that is very frustrating. There are generally some frustrations with this kit. If you think you just buy the kit and you instantly have a running engine, then you're sadly mistaken. It is quite easy to build. We followed the instructions without issue. Mini Hubnut did most of the build work, but it's annoying that you don't get key things. If you don't buy the starter kit, you don't get the glow plug, so there is not a chance you can run the engine. And even if you do buy the kit, there is no wiring diagram to show where things should go. And we found you still haven't got things like a base plate. So you've got a fuel tank, but no base plate to attach the engine to. You need to attach it to something. It's an unbalanced little engine. It's going to want to jump all over the place. And you still got to get the fuel, all the grease and everything. And there's a couple of tools that aren't included that you're going to need as well, like a screwdriver. So not major stuff, but I'm still particularly annoyed about the earth wire. We've ended up attaching the earth wire here, but I think it's meant to go here, but the kit doesn't come with a fixing to attach it there. Look, it's clean there. It kind of suggests that's where something should attach. So yeah, there are some frustrations. There are some bits we got wrong. There's a little under here, move the wires. There's a little port there which just leaks stuff out of the crankcase. That should have a little drain tube off. So we didn't do that. very well. But yeah, ultimately a bit of a frustrating one, really. We have seen other YouTube channels have also struggled to get these engines running. We are not nitro engine experts. This is the first nitro engine we've ever encountered. So there is, our inexperience could be letting us down, but ultimately frustrating to have gone to all the trouble to build it and then not be able to get it to run. So if you've got any thoughts on why that might be, please do let us know down in the comments. But otherwise, thank you to Sterling DIY for sending us this Semto engine kit, the ST2, I think it is. And yeah, if you want to have a go, we'll leave a link in the description below. And I have to say, you know, we enjoyed the build, even if we didn't get the satisfaction of it running. Maybe one day we are going to persist. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a future video. Farewell.